All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Sunday and happy 21st of July. All right. So you're welcome. If you can see me, if you can hear me, you're welcome. I want you to let me know in the comments if you can see me and you can hear me, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay of this. Let me know if you can see me and you can hear me clearly. Okay, so that I won't be speaking and I'm speaking to myself. I won't be speaking and nobody is hearing what I'm saying. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I believe you can see me, but let me know if you can hear me. Okay, and then I always like to know who is watching and where they are watching from. So also let me know your name. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay, let me know your name. Let me know the city, the town, the state you're watching from. Okay. So are you in Nigeria? Are you outside Nigeria? Are you in Ghana? Are you in the US? Are you in Liberia? Let me know where you're watching from. Okay. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Today, this is a special broadcast, special birthday broadcast. My my birthday is today, and this is a way of giving back. Okay, this is my way of sharing value and basically giving back to you out there. All right, so today we'll be talking on, or I will be talking about becoming becoming the best version of yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. How to um, reach your potential, how to be the best person you can be. All right. So becoming the best version of yourself. And I will not I want to keep this short. I want to keep this short. I don't want to spend more than an hour here. Reach the peak of your potentials. If you're here, it's because you want to be the best you can be. You want to scale the summit of your potential. You want to uh, reach the height of your gifts, the height of your talents, the height of your endowments. You want to die empty. You want to die having given all of yourself to the world. You want to leave a mark. You want to leave a legacy that will speak after you, that you will be remembered for, that will bless people's lives. Okay, so this session today is my way of trying to help you do this, my way of kind of giving you a guideline, giving you a blueprint. All right. So, in case you're confused on how to go about all this, in case you maybe you have lots of potential, but you don't know how to tap into it, you don't know how to mine it, you don't know how to refine it, you don't know how to channel it so that it is a blessing to others, then this session will do you well. So, I will enjoin you to be patient, to listen attentively, to write, okay? Write and participate, all right? So I want you to engage as I go on. I'll be kicking off, I'll be jumping into it immediately. I want you to engage, like this session, drop your comments, let me know where, if I say anything that really connects with you, put it in the comments. If you have questions, write it down and all of that. Okay, so let's get started. We are talking of becoming the best version of yourself. Ire Oluwa, I can see you. You're welcome from Ogun State. How is Ogun today? You're welcome. If you're here again, please, I want to welcome you. So let me know your name and let me know where you're watching from. So we're talking of becoming the best version of yourself, okay? And basically what that means okay, sorry about that. Sorry about the glitch. A call came in. Okay, James, you're welcome. James, you're welcome. We're about to get started. So, like I said, we're looking at becoming the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself, in a simple way, is the place or the point where your light shines brightest. That is how I want to define it. Okay, the place, the point, the area where your light shines brightest is the best version of yourself. Queen Edmond, you're welcome from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Queen. You're welcome. All right, so the best version of yourself, like I said, is the point where your light shines brightest, is the person you are where or when your light, the light in you, shines brightest. Every one of us has a light that we're born with, has a light that has been deposited in you. Okay, but many of us, our light never gets to shine. Some of us, it shines very dully. Some it shines brightly. Okay, but that point where your light shines brightest, that field or that endeavor or that place, that time, that situation, that person you are, where your light is shining brightest, is the best version of yourself, where you're impacting the most lives, where you're helping the most people. And when I mean helping people, you're helping both others and yourself. So you're being fulfilled in the process. You're happy. You're fulfilled. You feel like you're actually contributing positively and immensely to people, to the world, to society. People are being blessed and you're being blessed, you're being enriched, you're being your soul is made fat. I want to speak in biblical terms. That point where your soul is made fat is the best version of yourself. So it's not really about money or finances, it's about fulfillment. Okay. So another way to put it, the best version of yourself is that point where you have fulfillment, that place where you have utmost fulfillment, that version of yourself that gives you the greatest level of fulfillment, that gives you the greatest level of fulfillment. Okay, so that is the best version of yourself. That is how I want to put it. Where your light shines brightest, or the point where you have the greatest fulfillment. Okay, and how do you become the best version of yourself? That is the focus of this session. How do you become the best version of yourself? I've broken this into three. I've broken this into three sections. So you are the best version of yourself when you have found your gifts or your potentials and you have maximized it. So where you're maximizing your potential is also the best version of yourself. So I want to show you in this session how you can maximize those potentials, those gifts, those abilities you have. And so I've broken this section into three. Number one is how to discover your potentials, how to discover your gifts. That's the first session. How to discover what you were meant to do, who you were meant to be, how to discover yourself. Then the second session is how to develop yourself, how to develop those gifts how to develop those potentials, okay? And then the third part is now how to deploy them for maximum productivity, maximum returns, maximum impact, okay? Because at the end of the day, you want to make impact, you want to influence people, and you want to also make income, okay? So you want to be blessed and you want to bless others. So you need impact, you want to make income, and you also want to influence people, okay? So the first section is how to discover yourself, how to discover your gifts, how to discover your potentials, how to discover your abilities, how to discover that light that you carry, okay? And each session we have four each session we have four points under it. So under the first session, under how to discover yourself, number one way I put down here is to pray. Okay, to pray. Now, you were created by someone, you were created by God, and you were created for a purpose, whether you believe it or not. You were created by someone, you didn't just fall down from the sky, and you were created for a purpose. So if you want to discover the abilities that have been given to you to fulfill that purpose, the best way is to ask the one that gave you that ability, the one that fashioned that purpose for you. The best way to know that purpose is to ask the giver of the purpose. All right. So if someone gives you a car, and the best way to know what to do with that car is actually to ask the person that gave you the car what they need you to use it for. So the first way to discover yourself, I said, is to pray. Okay, pray and ask your maker, ask God for um to reveal yourself to you, basically. Ask him to reveal yourself to you, to let you know where you're meant to function, to let you know where you're meant to be, to let you know who you are meant to be, okay, what you're meant to be doing on this earth, the role, the destiny you're meant to fulfill. So the first one is pray. I won't dwell so much on anyone because I have a lot to go through. But the first way to discover yourself is to pray. Okay, pray. Prayer is essential. Is very important. The second way to discover yourself, to discover your gifts, to discover your abilities, to discover your potential is introspection. Introspection means soul searching. Looking deep into yourself, assessing your abilities and your strengths. All right. So you must look deep into yourself to discover your gift, to discover your potentials. You must be able to take out time to really do some soul searching, really do some introspection, so some reflective thinking. Okay, you ask yourself this basic question: what do I do with ease? What am I very good at? Something I do without so much effort and yet it comes out very well. Something I do with ease, something I can do almost in my sleep and I'll do it well. Everybody has something like that. Okay. Someone like me now, I'm very good with writing, I'm very good with speaking. You can wake me up and ask me to speak on something. As long as I have a little idea on that thing, I will speak without any hitches because it's a gift. I can write in my sleep. Okay. So those are my gifts, and I discovered them doing introspection. I looking at what I've done right from when I was little. Okay. Now, if you ask me to draw, it's like asking me to commit suicide. I'm terrible at drawing. I'm very, very terrible at drawing. In fact, it's one of the biggest punishments you can give me. I remember, I think I was in GS2 that year, GS2, fine art. And the question they gave us in that exam, the man told us the previous day to come with mirrors. Okay. And so in the question, I think it was just one theory question, and he said we should put the mirror in our front and draw what you can see. And once I just saw that question, I knew I'd failed that exam. I just knew I had failed that exam. And I think I failed that final exam. And that was the reason why in my GS3, I went for, because in GS3 they allowed us to choose between fine art and business studies. I didn't really like business studies, but I liked fine art less. So I went for business studies the next year. All right. So the point here is you must take out time, take out as long as you need to search yourself. Look at the things you've been doing since you were little. What are those things you do easily? Those things that you do without so much stress, and you do them very well. Some people, their own is singing, some is leading others. There are people that are just very, very good with leadership, natural leaders. When they speak, people listen. Okay, they don't even struggle for positions, it just comes to them. You will find this out if you take time to look into yourself and look back. So introspection is very important. Your own may be singing, your own may be acting, your own may be, there's so many areas. It could be writing, it could be anything, but you need to look deep inside. So that's number two, soul searching. Number three, another way to discover yourself is to try your hands on a few things first. Okay, there are people that are like, I don't know what I'm good at. Well, if you don't know what you're good at, why not try a few things? Okay, why not try a few things? Why not try your hands at doing a few things? When you try these things, you will come to realize the ones that are easier for you and the ones that you really, really struggle with. Okay, so this is like finding an answer by elimination. If you know maths very well, there's a way you solve quadratic equations by elimination. If you're looking for A, you eliminate B. If you're looking for B, you eliminate A. So it's the same thing. Now you're trying to discover your gift, you're trying to discover yourself, and you don't, maybe you don't believe in prayer, you're not a Christian, and you've tried soul searching, you can't really come up with um, any definite result. You could try a few things. Okay, maybe there are three, four things you feel you're good at. That's okay. And you can try them out and see the one that you're best suited for. See the one that is easiest for you and gives you the most fulfillment, the most happiness when you're doing it. Okay, so you could be kind of good at maybe writing, drawing, singing, acting, different other things. Okay, but you can take out a little time. It's everybody needs that period of time to discover themselves. So you can take out a little time and try these things. Just try them out. You're not going becoming professional in them. You're just dipping your feet in the water to see how the water will to test out the temperature of the water, to see how it is. All right. So by the time you try this out, then you're able to make a balanced assessment. Okay. Now you're not just talking based on assumption. You're not talking based on the fact. So this is like an experiment. You're not acting like a scientist. You're doing experiments to know which of these three, four, five areas best suits you. Okay, so try a few things first. Try a few things. Try your hands at a few things, especially at that early stage when you're still starting. Okay, then when you find the one or the few ones that you're really good at, you now begin to focus on them. You now begin to niche in that area. You now begin to establish yourself on those ones. Okay, so try a few things first. Try a few things first. Try a few things. That's the third one. I said pray. I said soul searching, and then you can try your hands at a few things at first. Okay, try your hands at a few things. Decide or determine the ones that are best suited to your person, to your abilities, to your temperament, to your skill set, to your belief, and then focus on those ones. Okay, so the fourth one, how to discover yourself. The fourth one, you can also ask others. Okay, you can also ask others, especially those that have been around you growing up. So it could be your parents, could be your siblings, could be relations, could be friends that know you really well, that have been around you growing up. Okay, now these people have watched you grow up, they've seen you exhibit different um, behaviors, different characters, different skill set, and all of that. So um, you can ask these people for their opinion on what your gifts, what your talent, or what your area is. You can ask these people for their ask them what you're good at or what they think you are good at. Okay. And if you ask, let's say 10 people, um, the answer that is most reoccurring, the answer that most people give you is an indication of who you're meant to be. Okay. So in mathematics, it's called the mode. The most natural and frequently occurring number is the mode. So the mode of the answers they're giving to you is an indication of your kind of person. All right. And if these people you've asked are actually responsible people, people that don't do things lightly, people that answered, um, genuinely, and let's say you asked 15 people and eight of them, nine of them, 10 of them are saying the same thing, then that is an indication of who you're meant to be. There's a saying that the voice of people, the voice of man is also the voice of God. Okay, so in the mouth of more than one people, more than one person, the truth is established. So if 10 people are telling you that you're very good with organizing people, organizing things, making things happen, then that is an indication of who you're meant to be, because sometimes you can't see it on your own. That's why you need people. Okay, when we're in school, our course rep, Dozie Madukwe, that guy is many things, but that guy is very, very good at organizing things and making things happen. And if you ask people in my department, I'm sure that at least 70% of people will tell you the same thing. Okay, Dozie is very good. If you have something you're doing and Dozie is the one in charge, you can go to sleep, rest assured that it will come off and come off spectacularly. So he's very, I don't know how he does it, but he's so good at organizing and making things happen. So if he is having problem, for I'm using it as an example now, but if he's having problem, discovering himself, he can easily ask people around him. Now, we were all in that department for 5 years. If you count the coronavirus year, that is 6 years. Okay, so if he asks his classmates that have been with him for 5 6 years, and 70 80% of us are saying the same thing, is a very strong indication of who he's meant to be, of where he's meant to serve his world. Okay, so ask others. It's very, very, very important. Okay. Queen said she's getting value. I'm very glad you're getting value, Queen. And if you're here again, if you're seeing me, you're getting value. And this first section, if it has been helpful to you, I want to see your comments. I want to see your engagement with this stream. Whether you're watching the replay or you're here right now watching me live, let me see your likes. Let me see your love. Let me see your comments. And do well to share this session, okay? Just hit that share button. I think it's the button on the right of your screen, so that your friends can also be part of this, right? There's no gain in hiding it from them. So let them also come and learn how to discover their best selves. All right. So in this first section, I talked about how to discover yourself, how to know, how to figure out your talent, your gifts, and all. Because I realized that is a problem many people have. They don't know how to discover where they are meant to be, what they are meant to be, who they are meant to be, their gifts, their potentials. Okay. Some have a broad idea of a certain number of things they can do, but they can't narrow it down. So these 4 points I'm giving is really going to help you. Pray and pray in extensively. Okay, this is like the surest solution. Ask your maker what he made you for. I mean, it's just logical. Ask him why he put you on this planet. Then take time to ask yourself as well. So do some soul searching, look inward, and figure out those things you do with ease, those places where you are most comfortable. Then also try your hands on a few things. There is no harm in trying your hands on a few things in the beginning to find the one that is the best fit for you. Okay. And then the fourth one, I said, ask other people around you. Ask those that know you well, those that have been with you for a while, that have watched you grow up and watched you do things. And those that are responsible, don't ask irresponsible people. Those don't ask people that are frivolous, that play with everything. They will not give you the answers you need. So when you ask people, ask um, quite a lot of people and then take the mode of the answers. That's take the most occurring, the most frequently occurring answer. Okay, that is an indication. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but it's an indication of who you're meant to be. All right. So that is for that. Now I'll move quickly to the next session. Now, we looked at how to discover yourself, how to discover your abilities, your gifts, your potentials, and who you're meant to be. Okay. And the next session is how to develop yourself, right? How to develop yourself, how to polish your gifts, how to polish this talent. So let's say by now you've now discovered, okay, this is who I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be a human rights activist. I'm meant to speak up for the oppressed. I'm meant to be a writer. I'm meant to be a leader. I'm meant to be that conductor behind the stage. See, I always tell people that no one place is better than the other. People always tell you dare to lead. I don't tell you everybody cannot lead. I believe everybody cannot lead. Everybody should not lead. Because if we are all leading, then who is following? If we are all leaders, that means we are all followers at the same time. So everybody cannot lead. And I tell people everybody is not even meant to stand in the limelight. Everybody is not meant to stand in the highlight. Some people were made to be Hors and Aarons. Not everybody was meant to be Moses. Not everybody was meant to be Joshua. Some were meant to be Hors. Some were meant to be, when I mean Hur. Okay, some were meant to be Aarons. Some were meant to stand in the shadow and make things happen. See, there are people that do their best work in the shadows. There are people that you don't see them, their name is not broadcast, out there. They don't receive adulation, but they are the ones that are making things happen. They are the ones holding things together. Right. So don't be influenced or by what people are saying. Okay. If your place is in the shadows, if you go to the limelight, you will suffer, you will struggle, you won't make anything. All right. So there are kings and there are kingmakers. Know who you are. They are kings, they are kingmakers, they are followers. They are people have in Igbo we say onye na way, yeah. Everybody has their place. So know your place. If you're a kingmaker and you're struggling to be a king, you're depriving yourself and depriving your world of how you can best serve them. If you're a king and you're trying to be a kingmaker, you're also doing the wrong thing. Okay? You're also doing the wrong thing. So I just want to stress this fact that discover who you're meant to be, not what people say you're meant to be. So don't push to be a leader when you're not supposed to be a leader, when you're supposed to be a follower, or when you're supposed to be the one assisting the leader, when you're supposed to be the one coordinating everything and making things work. You want to be the figurehead. Not everybody can handle that position. So I'm not saying leadership is bad. I'm saying leadership is not for everybody. Not that fast. So I tell people, do what works for you. Do what works for you. All right. So I was talking about how to develop yourself, and there are also 4 points here. The first point is study and practice. So now remember, at this point, you have figured out who you're meant to be. You've figured out your potentials. You've figured out your gifts. Now, how do you develop it? Number one, study and practice. Study alone will not do anything for you. Okay, you need study and you need practice. So you've figured out that, okay, you're meant to bless the world with your writings. How do you develop that skill? Study, learn about writing and practice. Okay, so if you're following me, just anything I say, put it in the comments. Okay, Anything I say, put it in the comments. So I said number one, how to discover yourself. Study and practice. Study and practice. You found out that you're meant to bless people with your songs. Go and learn how to sing. See, it's different between, there's a big difference between having a good voice and being a good singer. There's a big difference between having a good voice and being a good singer. There are people that have good voices, but they don't know how to sing. There are people that they don't, their voice is not that good, but they are celebrated today for their songs. So you need to study, you need to train yourself, you need to learn more about those gifts, about those skills. Okay, you found out that you're meant to be a leader. That's beautiful. But leadership is not just thrown on your head. You need to learn about leadership. You need to be trained on leadership. So study, read books, attend conferences, attend seminars, attend classes if possible on those things you've discovered, whatever it is that you've discovered that you're meant to be, or whoever it is. Study and then practice. So you found out that you're meant to be a writer. Study, learn how to write properly and professionally, and then begin to practice, begin to write and write and write more. You found out that okay, you're meant to be what again can I use? You're meant to be okay. I talked about songs, I talked about writing. There are many other things. You're meant to be a dancer, for instance. That's beautiful, but alone, talent alone is not enough. You need to polish your talent. You need to polish that talent so that it sparkles. Your talent, your raw talent is like crude oil. Crude oil on its own is not very valuable. Okay? Crude oil is valuable for its finished product. And that finished product is only gotten through polishing, through refining. So that your skill, that your raw talent that you've discovered, you need to polish it, okay? And you polish it by going through training, by studying and practicing, studying and practicing. So train yourself. Um, buy books on your area, on your field. You found out that okay, I'm supposed to be a relationship counselor, or I'm supposed to be, you know, in that field of giving people advice about their relationship, their marriages, and helping people find fulfillment in relationship and marriages. Don't just wake up and jump into it. You need to train yourself. So you need to study to show yourself approved in that field, and you need to begin to practice. Practice on a small scale. Practice for free. Practice, you know, maybe with friends. Practice with family. You know, start small before you put yourself on the wider stage. So the first point under how to develop yourself, you figured out what you're meant to be. Now you need to polish it, and you polish it by study, practice, training. Okay, remember I didn't just say study and practice. This is what is killing many people. They are studying, but they are not practicing. They are not implementing what they are studying, and nothing will happen. You're just accumulating knowledge, and you're not doing anything with the knowledge. Okay, knowledge is not power. It is the implementation of knowledge that is power. It is that execution of the knowledge you have that gives you power. That you know how to drive is nothing if you're not driving. Okay, the man that knows how to drive but is scared of driving is not driving, and the man that doesn't know how to drive are almost in the same place. Okay, so study, practice. That's number one. Then number two, how do you develop yourself? Now, another way you can develop yourself is making sure you're in the right environment. There's a reason Proverbs said, "Iron sharpens iron." So a man sharpens the countenance of his friends. You must make sure you're in the right environment. See, you cannot develop yourself right if you're in the wrong environment. Evil communication will always corrupt good manners. If you're in a company, the company of people who are not looking to develop themselves, you cannot develop yourself. If you're in a company of people that are always thinking left field negatively, how do you think positive? How do you think? See, environment association is one of the most powerful forces on earth. It may even be more powerful than your genes or your makeup. So you may have been born with incredible potentials. You may have been born with very powerful gifts and potentials. But if you're in the wrong environment, if you were raised by the wrong people, or you begin to associate with the wrong friends, the wrong people, those potentials, they will never see the light of day. Those potentials, in fact, they will be turned around, and instead of being an asset to you, they'll become a liability, they'll become a source of regret. So you need the right association, the right environment, the right people, both people online, both people offline, both external environment, both internal environment. You need the right association, the right people around you to grow. Okay, no matter how fertile a seed is, if you plant it in the wrong soil, you plant it in a sandy soil, it will struggle to grow if it grows at all. It will struggle to grow if it grows at all. So you need the right people around you. You need people that will push you to keep developing, that will push you to keep being your best self. See, I remember when I was preparing for JAMB. I think that was my second JAMB or so. I wrote JAMB two, three times. Okay, when I was preparing for JAMB, there was something one of my lesson tutors said that I can never forget. He said, no matter how you love to play, eh, if all your friends are reading, you will go and read. If all your friends, you look to the left, this one is reading. You look to the right, this one is reading. You go and make this one to play, he's reading. You look at this one, he's reading. You cannot stay on your own. You yourself will go and read, because you will not want to be the only odd person out. All right, so surrounding yourself with the right people is very important, because it will help you even the days you're feeling down, the days you're feeling unmotivated. Even if they don't say anything, their achievements alone is motivation for you. What they are doing alone is motivation for you. Imagine you're in a room and everybody there is praying. Can you sleep? You can't sleep there now. You can't just fold your hands and maybe be watching film. Everybody is blasting in tongues. It's not possible. That's the power of association. By what they are doing alone, they are going to force you to keep up the pace. They are going to force you to keep going, to keep building, to keep developing yourself, to keep, adding wood on top of wood, putting the altar, the fire in order. So the second point, very important, is association, environment. Make sure you're around the right people at every point. At every point, make sure you have the right people around you on social media, offline, your internal environment. Make sure you're saying the right things to yourself. The people around you. If you grew up in a toxic family, as soon as you can break away, break away. See, as soon as you can break away, break away. Even no matter how much potential you have, the wrong people can extinguish that potential. So that's the second way to develop yourself. Associate with the right people. Find people that are heading in the same direction as you. Find people that are going where you're going. Link yourself to them. Their fire will keep your wood burning. Their motivation will keep you you know gingered. They will help you to keep growing. They will their own encouragement, their own successes, their own drive, their own motivation will keep being your driving force. Okay. So if you're following, let me know you're following. If you're getting value, let me know you're getting value. And then the third one, how to develop yourself. I've talked about study, training, practice. I've talked about the right association, keeping the right people around you. That's the second way to develop yourself. The third way to develop your skill, develop your potential, develop your abilities is by volunteering. This is very important. Volunteer to work with, volunteer to work for people that are already doing what you want to do. And volunteering, of course, means working for free. But at that point where you're volunteering, it's not about the money, it's about the experience, it's about the knowledge, it's about the exposure that is going to afford you. See, trying to just jump into something on your own is very risky. It's very risky. You may very well sink. You want to start a business and you just jump into it. you may sink. But if you first of all work, that's why I really don't understand why people are always attacking 9 to 5 salary work. If you start working for people first, it is going to be much easier for you to build your own business, because you have seen how this other person has built his business. You've seen how his business is structured. You've seen how he runs his things. You've seen how his company is growing. When you start your own business, you're going to replicate that. I didn't say you're going to copy it, but you're going to replicate that same thing. All right. So volunteering is another way to learn from people, add to yourself, develop yourself, polish yourself, and grow without the full, pressure of being on your own, without the full pressure of facing, the hardship out there by yourself, because the person you're volunteering for, or the company you're volunteering for, or the people you're volunteering for are in front of you. So they are the first line of defense. They are shielding you. So you're behind them, you're learning, and you're not taking the heat. If you're volunteering for a company and anything happens to the company, you don't really suffer, because at the end of the day, you're not the one in charge. Okay, so volunteering is a way to gather metal, to gather a lot of stamina before you go out on your own. So you want to develop yourself, please learn to volunteer. Some of you are so much about the money. Leave money. There's a time for everything. There's a time to find your feet before you start talking of the money. And volunteering is one way to find your feet. Okay, volunteering is getting real life on the action, on the job experience, without all the um hassles, without all the difficulties that come with doing that thing on your own. So please volunteer. Okay, you've learned, okay, that all right, I need to, maybe you've discovered that you're good with leadership, you're cut out to lead people. You not just jump out and want to become a leader. You start from volunteering with organizations, leadership organizations, and organizations that deal with people. In that way, you're dealing with people, and yet you're still under the covering of a volunteer, maybe a student, someone that is still learning. Okay, so volunteer is very important. When you see the opportunity, volunteer. Okay, as much as you can. You learn, at the same time, you're being covered. You're growing without all the teething pains that come with being on your own. Okay, so that's the third way to develop yourself. Volunteer. Okay, volunteer. I'm not asking you to volunteer indiscriminately. Okay, there are people that use other people. They take advantage of people. Okay, so wisdom is profitable to direct. I believe you're not a child, so use your head. Okay, then the fourth way to um, develop yourself, develop your gifts, develop your ability, find you know the peak of your potential. The fourth way is mentorship. Please put that in the comments. This is very important. Mentorship. Now, mentorship is a way of duplicating someone else's result, someone else's achievement, someone else's spirit in yourself. Mentorship is the easiest way to become like an other. Is the easiest way to become like an other. Okay, the disciples became like Jesus because they were mentored by Jesus. They were mentored by him, such that the people at Antioch even had to say, these men have been with Christ. That was what Jesus did for them. Mentorship. So mentorship is how you develop yourself in the might, in the spirit, in the personality of someone else. Mentorship is not copying someone, it's not becoming someone else, it is becoming like somebody else. So when you figured out your gift, you figured out who you're meant to be, there will always be other people that are already in that field. There is no field that you're going to pioneer. I highly doubt that there's any field that you're going to be the first person. to go into it at this stage of human evolution. So there will always be people that have done it. There are people that are doing it now and they are succeeding. You've discovered that you're supposed to be a writer. There are many writers that have succeeded. There are many writers that are succeeding. You discover that okay, you're supposed to be a singer, a leader, administrator, whatever. There are people that are doing it now and doing it very well. You discover that your place is ministry. You're meant to be a pastor, you're meant to be whatever. There are people that are doing it well. So what you need to do is find someone that your spirit aligns with theirs. Find someone that their message and yours aligns. Find someone that you can be under and learn from. Okay. Now mentorship is how you skip all the years of trying to learn by trial and error. Okay, so mentorship is a one-on-one learning process. Volunteering is kind of at a distance. So you can volunteer for an organization and you people are maybe 100 volunteers. So whatever they are going to teach you guys, whatever you're going to learn is going to be at a distance. It's going to be one to many. But mentorship is one-on-one. So mentorship is a higher level, is a more personal level of growing. Mentorship is one-on-one. So someone who is mentoring you, and let me state this because it always confuses people. Mentorship is not role modeling. Okay, you cannot be in Nigeria and say Miles Monroe is your mentor. Miles Monroe does not know you. Miles Monroe does not know you. Somebody cannot mentor you without being aware that they are mentoring you. Mentorship is an agreement. Right. So a role model is someone that you model yourself after. You want to be like you're learning from. They could be distant, they could be close. But the point is they are not actively involved in grooming you. So you're learning vicariously. You're learning, you're looking at them and learning from them. Why they may not even be aware. Okay, so that's role model. So Miles Monroe can be your role model. If you're a singer, Travis Green can be your role model. Okay, but that person can only be your mentor when you go and approach them and tell them, "Sir, I want you to mentor me," and they agree. So now they are intentional about your growth because agreeing to mentor someone is agreeing to invest your time, invest your resources, invest yourself in that person, such that that person's success is your success, that person's failure is your failure. If your mentee fails, you as a mentor have failed. So um, mentorship is not distant. No, that's role model or role modeling. So a mentor, so I so that you understand what I'm talking about. A mentor is someone that knows that they are, grooming you. Okay, so mentorship is how another way to develop yourself in the mold of another. Okay, so you find out that yeah, Anne, you're welcome, and Maurice, you're welcome. So you find out that okay, you're meant to be a leader. You find out that that's your field. Apart from volunteering, apart from associating yourself rightly, apart from studying all about leadership, find a mentor. Okay, so there are so many people out there that are leadership coaches, leadership experts. There are some that are theory. There are some that have actually practicalized this thing. They have led organizations, they have led people, they have led churches, they have led different things. So you find someone that, because mentorship is not just about learning from their experience, mentorship is also about their person. So you cannot be mentored by someone your spirit does not agree with. You cannot be mentored by someone you don't like. Because it's possible to like someone's results, to like someone's achievement, but you don't like the person. That kind of person should not be your mentor. Your mentor must be someone you genuinely like, someone that under different circumstances you can actually be friends with this person. Okay, and obviously you can be friends with your mentor. You can be friends with your mentor. My point is, it must be someone you actually like, someone your spirit with their spirit, someone you can be. See me. I think it just tripped off now. I don't know what happened to the network, but it's back. So let me know if you can hear me. If you can see me, just put in the comments, okay? And I think I've talked a lot about mentorship, but find a mentor, okay? Whatever area you're doing, find a mentor. Find a mentor. Find someone that is committed to your success. Someone that will not see you going astray and close their mouth. Someone that will really help you climb to where they've gotten to. All right, so you need a mentor. Very important. That's number 4. So that concludes the section of developing yourself. Okay, the first section was how to discover. Then we've looked at how to develop yourself, and I said study and practice. Study, train yourself, practice what you're learning. The second one is okay, study, practice. I said volunteering. Okay, volunteering. That's the third one. So um volunteer for organizations. Volunteer. Okay, you can see and hear me beautiful. So sorry for that interference. Network is what it is. Okay. um and then I talked about mentorship. Very important to develop yourself. Find a mentor. Okay, find a mentor. Find a mentor. Now the last session is about how to I said how to deploy yourself, how to put yourself out there. Okay, so at this stage, you've discovered who you're meant to be, you've developed yourself, you've polished your gifts and everything. Okay, now how do you make the most of this? How do you deploy yourself? How do you, really achieve this income, impact, and influence? Okay, so that's the next section, that's the last session. All right. But before I go into that, are there any questions quickly? For those of you that are watching me now, let me know. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Quickly, I'm here. I'll take your questions in 1 minute. So let me know if you have questions. Okay, let me see if there are any questions. Okay. If you have questions, just type them. I'll take them. So, but let me go into the last part: how to deploy, how to make the most of everything we've done so far. So, how do you deploy yourself? How do you put yourself out there to really begin to garner influence, to garner, to impact people, and to also get income in the process? Number one, show up. Show up. That's number one. Show up. Showing up means put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Okay? You will never be able to affect your world if you remain in your closet. So you may have discovered your gift, you may have even taken time to develop yourself. Okay, but there are so many people that have gotten to this stage, but they are still afraid, they are still scared of putting themselves out there, of sharing what they have with the world, of letting people know who they are, what they have, what they carry. Okay, there are several people that, okay, they've discovered that they are meant to have a particular ministry. I did not say particular church, I said a particular ministry. Okay, a ministry is an area of service. All right, so there are people that they have discovered they have maybe a ministry to children or a ministry to young couples, a particular ministry, and they've even taken the time to undergo training. They've taken the time to volunteer, to be mentored, but now they are scared. They are afraid of putting themselves out there. There's always this fear of, what if I can't make it? What if I fail? What if I people don't welcome me? What if? But you need to understand that you can never be influential. You can never impact people if you don't put yourself out there. All right. So show up, show up, show up. Whether it's offline, whether it's online, show up. Show up means put yourself out there. Start something. Start something. Okay. You can You can start a YouTube channel, you can start a podcast, you can start a blog, you can use your social media handles to begin to put yourself out there. If it's offline, you can maybe get a space, get a shop, get a church, get whatever, but start, show up. Okay, that's where it begins. There, you cannot go further without showing up. All right, you cannot do anything. You can't grow. You can't build. You can't influence. You can't impact. You can't have a legacy you can't have something people remember if you're sure. If you're not taking that decision to show up, all right, I will not be able to influence people today. Today being my birthday, I received lots of messages, lots of calls and all of that of people talking about how I've been able to influence them, how I've been able to add to their life, how I've done this, how I've done that. That would never have been possible if I did not show up. Okay, so you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. No, I never advise people to show up anyhow. Okay, that's the next point. But the first point is show up. Make up your mind to put yourself out there. Okay, in Igbo, there's a saying that Iha huge mechi, ya metata. That thing that will happen tomorrow, let it happen today. So put yourself out there. You will not die. You will not nothing. Nobody will kill you. That's where it starts. Offline, online, wherever you want to start. But figure out a platform, figure out a stage for yourself, and begin to show up on it. You can create a YouTube channel, like I said, start a blog, start a podcast, use your Facebook, use your LinkedIn, use your Instagram, use your WhatsApp, wherever it is, or go offline if your place is offline, but show up. That's the first one. You can never, yes, Queen, thank you. You can never influence people. You can never impact people if you don't show up. Nobody, Jesus Christ said, nobody lights a candle and puts it under a bushel. Nobody lighting a candle means you've discovered the importance of light, and you've even taken time to go and look for matches, look for the candle. So you've developed it to an extent, but putting it under a bushel is not showing up and is an anomaly, it's abysmal. So show up, number one. Number two, show up strong. We're almost at 1 hour, and I said I didn't want us to stay more than 1 hour, so let me round up. Number two, show up strong. Okay, it's not just enough to just show up. Make sure you show up strong. Show up strong means show up excellently, not perfectly, but excellently. Okay, show up with value, show up uniquely, show up with a difference. Okay, there's so much out there. You only make a name for yourself if there's a uniqueness about you, if there's something that people can really identify you with, even in that your field. Yes, you may be a writer, there are so many writers out there, but what's your value? What's your uniqueness? What can people really identify you with? You need to show up with that in that particular way. So show up strong, be excellent. Don't start with mediocrity. I shared something on my WhatsApp status. Don't begin with mediocrity. Yes, they say start small. Start small does not mean start stupid. It does not mean start anyhow. Okay, that's why I said start excellently, not perfectly. Perfectly is trying to be 100% when you start, which will never happen. But starting excellently is being 70%, 71%, 72%. Okay, so show up strong. For example, if you want to show up on social media, if social media is where you've chosen, one way to show up strong is cleaning up your timeline, making sure your timeline looks professional. Okay, so in the days of ignorance, you may have been posting anything you like, any rubbish you like on your timeline. You cannot realize yourself now, get sense, and just start posting again on that same timeline without cleaning up the mess you've made in the past. So you either to show up strong is you either go and clean up the previous things you've been posting that have been irrelevant, or maybe open a new one. That's one way to show up strong. Okay, you want to show up strong. Another way, let's say you want to do live sessions. Okay, now you don't have to wait until you buy ring light, you buy microphone, you buy tripod stand, you buy everything, robotibo, you buy studio lights before you start. No, no. But that doesn't mean you now start anyhow. You don't have lighting. your microphone, maybe your phone microphone is not even loud at all, and you just start anyhow. No, your background is an eyesore. No, you can still be excellent even without having everything. So just find good source of light. I'm not using a ring light now, but you can see me very well. All right, and you can hear me very well. My background is okay. Okay, so this, of course, with time, I'll still grow more than this. Maybe I'll even have a studio dedicated only to live sessions. I'll have mics, I'll have ring lights, and my live sessions will be like a studio session. But that did not stop me from starting. All right, so don't wait for perfection. Start strong, start small, but start strong. Show up strong. Okay, show up strong. If you want to start putting yourself out there, put out value, put out something that is relevant and practical, something that people can actually use, something that people can apply to their life and see results. Don't just show up with anything. Don't just show up with watery content. No, that's why I told you to first of all take time and study, practice, train yourself so that you build metal, you build depth, you build content that you can now show up with. And yes, you're new, but you're talking like someone that has been there. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, they were surprised that how did this young boy, that's Jesus Christ, how was he able to talk with so much wisdom? Jesus Christ had spent time studying. He had built a wellspring of content, of value, of knowledge in him, such that when he spoke, it was evident. So I said, show up. One, two, show up strong. Show up strong. Don't start in mediocrity. Start small, fine. But starting small is not starting stupidly. It's not starting shabbily. I hope you take note of that. Number three, show up shamelessly. Please put in the comments, show up shamelessly. Okay? You want to impact people, you want to influence people. You must be shameless about showing up. Now, shameless means you don't care what people. Okay, let me rephrase that, because if I say you don't care what people say, I don't mean you should ignore people or ignore people's opinions. But what I mean is you don't allow it affect you negatively. Okay, you can take people's opinions, you can evaluate them, and then you absorb the ones that are adding to you, and you jettison the ones that are just hateful and negative. All right, but you must show up shamelessly. Okay, you must show up shamelessly. You must be unapologetic about your message. You must be unapologetic about what you've come to do. Okay, no matter what people say, no matter what people don't say, be the first believer of your talent, of your message, of your ministry, of what you've come to do. All right, so be shameless. Emeka Nobis is the what they call, what's this thing? I think the general overseer of Shameless Marketing Incorporated. And that's all about selling shamelessly. If you've come out to sell, to be a salesman, be shameless about it. If you come out to be a writer, be shameless about it. Shout it from the rooftop that you are a writer. Shout it, let everybody know. Your profile picture, your bio, your timeline, let it show clearly. You're a writer, you're a video content creator. Don't be, why are you hiding? Okay, now you are showing up, but you're doing it on a small scale. You're whispering. You don't want people to. No, be vocal, be shameless. Carry your mouth on your head. Nobody else will carry for you. Okay, so be shameless about your area. That's how you deploy yourself. So show up shamelessly. Show up with a lot of fervor, with a lot of zeal. Let people see your conviction in what you are about. Let people see your conviction. Show up, show up. Be shameless. Don't. There will always be haters. Pablo Picasso said, if you don't want criticism, then be nothing. If you don't want anybody to talk about you, then just be nothing. Don't do anything. But if you're doing something, people will talk. Good, bad, ugly, they will talk. So that should not detract you. Show up shamelessly. carry your matter on your head. It's your matter. Nobody else will be concerned about it like you. That business, be shameless about it. Okay, that thing you're selling, be shameless about it. Stop wondering what people will say. Those people are not feeding you. If you fail, it's those same people that will still attack you. So why are you bothered about what they are going to say? Why are you bothered about what they're going to say? Be shameless, be vocal, be voracious, be enthusiastic about what you've come to do. If it's a business, if it's a ministry, if it's a skill, whatever it is, be shameless about it. Okay. And finally, show up continuously. You want to make impact. You want to influence people. You want to make earn income from what you're doing. You must be continuous about it. Okay. Now, you cannot be a one season wonder. You cannot be a flash in the pan. Okay. For 2 months, you're showing up strong, you're showing up shamelessly, and then you disappear. No, 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 no. See, the people that are making impact today have made impact because of consistency. Go and check. They made their impact because of consistency. See, consistency builds a track record. Consistency lets people know that they can trust you. Consistency makes people know that you will always show up, you will always deliver. There are people that if they call their name now, you don't have to bother. If you're going to a program and you see Apostle Joshua Selman, you don't have to begin to wonder how the message is going to be. You already know that you will be soaked in value. You're going to a business conference and you see Emeka Nobis, you see Steve Harris, you see Emmanuel Akpe. You already know that the question is how much value, not if there will be value. Okay, so um, give me a few minutes. Let me. Give me a few minutes, please. Okay, my light tripped off there. All right. But I'm rounding up. So I said be consistent. Okay, show up continuously, show up consistently. Consistently builds a track record, and that track record is what gets people to trust you. See, you can't influence people that don't trust you. It's when they trust you that you begin to hold influence over them. That's when you begin to ask them to do something and they will do. You begin to ask them to follow someone or follow you or do this and they do because they've now come to trust you. And why do they trust you? Because you've delivered over the years. So don't be the type that you're there 1 week, 2 weeks, you're not there, then you come back again. No, 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 no. Be consistent. Be consistent. Okay. Jesus Christ was preaching, sharing his message every day, consistently. The Bible said he went about. He went about. He was always about spreading the message of the kingdom. That was why Jesus was able to garner so much influence. He was consistent, he was continuous. So be the same. Tell your business, don't how can you today you show up, the next time we see you is in 3 weeks. How do we trust you? Okay, today today you show up and you show up with so much value, you show up so strong. The next time you show up, I'm like, who is this person? Did they clone you or something? Because what you're giving us is has no content. What you're giving us has no value. Today you're off, tomorrow you're on. Today you deliver a very powerful message. The next time your message has no bearing. You come again, you deliver a powerful message. Next time you're giving us fluff. No, be continuously showing up strong. Be consistently showing up strong. Okay, so whatever it is, okay, show up consistently, and you're a leader. Fine, lead consistently. Be consistent in your values, in your morals, in your principles, in your judgment. That is how you get people to trust you. And that's how you begin to influence people. All right. So that consistency is very important. Whatever it is you're doing, consistency breeds trust. When people trust you, you can influence them. When people trust you, then you can even impact them, and you can, get their money. You can get their money. They can pay you because they trust you. They know you will show up. They know you will run away with their money. And not just that you will show up, they know that you will show up strong. They know they will get value for their money. Most people that have bought from me before, bought any product from me, have bought again and again and again, because they know that I will show up strong, and I will be consistent. If I have a class, even if the class is 3 months, I will show up every day for that 3 months, except I'm indisposed, except I'm sick and I can't type. Because even if I'm sick and I can type, I will still show up in the class. I will still show up. That is consistency. Okay? Except my phone is stolen. You know I'll be on Facebook every day. You know I will upload on my status every day. I will share value. I will share things that will teach you. I will share things that will educate you. I will share things that will make you laugh. And I will sell every day like clockwork. Some of you can even predict how I do things. That's consistency. All right. So I will end for now. If you have questions, please ask your questions so that I can take them, and I'll end in the next 4 minutes or so. But I really, really appreciate those of you that are here. Those of you that have been here. Ireolua, James, Peter, Queen Edmond, and Maurice, and every other person that's been in this session. Thank you so much. I want to believe you got value. If you got value, put it in the comments. Let me know how much value you got and what is your biggest takeaway. Okay, so let me know how much value you got and what is your biggest takeaway. I've shared a lot. This is over 70 minutes. I've been sharing on how you can become the best of yourself. So did you get value? Did I really show up strong? Like I said, did I deliver? And what was your biggest takeaway? So put in the comments quickly. Even if you're watching the replay, do that as well. If you've not shared this session, you're cheating somebody. You're cheating somebody on your audience, in your audience. You're cheating your friends. So share this to them. Share it on your timeline. Let them see. Let them come and watch. Okay. You can copy the link and go and post it on your WhatsApp status. Let them come. If this has been valuable to you, then it will be valuable to them as well. This can help somebody get clarity, get direction, get discover themselves and live a more purposeful life. All right. Okay. Queen said she got so much value. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for staying to the end. So thank you so much. So if you have questions, I can't say any questions. So I want to believe my dad said something. If you teach and people don't have questions, there are two things involved. Is either they understood very well or they did not understand at all. Okay? Either they understood very well, they don't understand at all. So I want to believe that the latter is the case. The former is the case. All right, that I've been able to break it down. Every time I teach, my focus is always to break down the subject to the basics level. I teach so that even children understand. So I want to believe you've understood. I want to believe you've gotten value. If you're hearing me, if you got value from this session, put in the comments. I want to see it before I go. I have about 1 more minute here. I want to see it before I go. If you have questions, ask your questions. If you've not engaged with this session, maybe you're watching the replay, do well to engage. Drop a comment, like it, share it. And if you have not given me my birthday gift, very important, thank God I don't forget it. If you've not given me my birthday gift, I am expecting your gift. Okay, I'm expecting your gift. So send me your birthday gift. You can come to my DM or check my timeline. Okay, check my timeline. I dropped my account details where you can send your gift. So don't worry, no amount is too big. There are amounts that are too small, but no amount is too big. All right. So if you've not given me your gift, and Maurice, you've not given me your gift, Queen has given me a gift, and all the others that are here, I'm expecting your gift. Okay, so thank you guys for showing up, and keep living your best life. Keep being the best of yourself. Keep blessing your world. Keep impacting lives. Okay, keep living for others. We'll see some other time. It's been long. I had a session on my Facebook timeline here. Most of my sessions are usually in my groups or on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Or I'll make it more regular here on Facebook. Okay. So good night. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Share this. Um, engage with this session. Share this session, and send me my birthday gift. Let me not come to your dream. Okay. Let me not come to your dream. All right. Good night. Thank you.